Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now with the main headlines. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi explains reason for not using the name of Imam al-Hujjah alayhi salam. Son of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi urges Shia devotees in Lebanon to work for the prosperity of their people. New Zealand news agency releases reports on the Holy Arba'een, describing it as a great journey of faith. UN experts express serious concern over Chinese government's policies towards Uyghur children. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. This is Yunus Dawood and you're watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3. The daily scholarly meetings of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein al-Shirazi was held on Tuesday the 10th of Rabi' al-Awwal. His Eminence pointed out a hadith instructing the name of the 12th Imam should not be mentioned explicitly during the minor occultation. Let's watch the statements of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi together.
چون مالک خونه بودن بعد از پدر بزرگوارشون، تنها وارث بودن و مالک بودن، همش مالشون بود. خب این القاب به لحاظ مناسباته، چون بنا نبوده در ایام غیبت صغرا حضرت فرمودن صریحاً گفته نشه و الا لوقع طلب، چون دشمن دنبال این بوده که وارث و فرزند امام عسکری علیه السلام رو پیدا کنه بکشه. وقت اگر کسی ذکر میکرد وقت اینا دنبال میکردن، شیعه ها را اذیت میکردن تا پیدا کنن حضرت. لحاظا روایت داره که نیارید اسم حضرت را و الا دشمنا دنبال میکنن. لهذا با کنایه میگفتن صاحب الدارم یکیش.
Hujjat al-Islam wal-Muslimin Sayyid Hussein al-Hussein al-Shirazi, the son of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein al-Shirazi, has urged the followers of Ahlul Bayt in Lebanon to assume full responsibility for the prosperity to their country and people. According to the official website of the Supreme Religious Authority, Sayyid Hussein al-Shirazi delivered his speech during his meeting with the Lebanese political and social activist Hussein al-Sha'ir at the honorable residence in holy city of Qom. It added that His Eminence welcomed his guests and they spoke about the current political and social circumstances in Lebanon, especially the circumstances of the devotees of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Sayyid Hussein al-Shirazi also emphasized the importance of knowing the people's needs and the challenges and the face in accordance with the scientific methods used by the sociologists and to work on solving these problems. The Radio New Zealand Pacific, RNZ Pacific, has recently released a report describing the Holy Arba'een pilgrimage of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam as a great journey of faith full of loyalty, generosity and defiance. The RNZ Pacific said in its report viewed by Shia Waves agency that the Arba'een pilgrimage of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam and the long distance to his holy shrine in Karbala is a symbolic journey not for the faint-hearted, as people walk under extreme heat and exhaustion to pay allegiance. It continued that the commemoration of the Arba'een anniversary is a tribute to the sacrifices of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, when about 30 million people gather in Iraq as the largest annual gathering in the world to commemorate this event. The New Zealand-based news agency explained that pilgrims or visitors coming from all over the world make a walking journey on foot from the holy city of Najaf to the holy city of Karbala, following a centuries-old tradition from the history of Shia Islam called the Arba'een pilgrimage. It elaborated that the journey of Imam Hussein alayhi salam from Mecca to Iraq and making these great sacrifices was only to seek reform in his grandfather's relation, and as a result, he was martyred with his family and companions. It pointed out that the streets became busy with volunteers serving fresh food, drink, and even massages, and tents are set up for those who want to take a break. Adding that one of the major highlights of this Arba'een walk is the hospitality offered by locals and others coming to serve from other places. Let us remind our respective viewers of today's headlines. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi explains reason for not using the name of Imam al-Hujjah alayhi salam. son of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, urges Shia devotees in Lebanon to work for the prosperity of their people. New Zealand news agency releases report on the Holy Arba'een, describing it as a great journey of faith. Also tonight, longest handwritten Holy Quran completed in the holy city of Karbala. UN experts expressed serious concern today, Wednesday, over allegations of a massive expansion of the Chinese state-run boarding school system in Xinjiang, which does not provide education in the native language of the Uyghurs to children and forcibly separates Uyghur and other Muslim minority children from their families and communities. The experts expressed deep concern that boarding schools in Xinjiang teach almost exclusively in official Chinese with little or no use of the Uyghur language as a medium of instruction, and that the separation of Uyghur and other minority children from their families could lead to their forced assimilation in Xinjiang society. The UN experts said that the forcing Uyghur children to learn Mandarin, the language adopted by the Chinese Communist Party, and adopt the practices of Han culture is a clear and explicit violation of the rights of children of Muslim minorities residing in Xinjiang. The statement of the UN experts stressed that the policies of the Communist Party of China towards children are a clear violation of international conventions, as they are discriminatory in nature and are only a violation of the rights of minorities to education, which represents a clear enforcement on the familial and cultural life of these children. It is reported that the Uyghur children in these boarding schools receive little education in the Uyghur language and are under increasing pressure to speak and learn only Mandarin, instead of bilingual education aimed at combining Uyghur and Mandarin together. Teachers are also punished if they use the Uyghur language in these institutions. And now we'll continue with some short news. At least 113 people have been killed and more than 150 people injured in a fire that engulfed a wedding celebration in Iraq's northern Nainawa province, local officials and emergency services said. Fireworks, candles and other materials used during the event caused the fire, which reportedly started at approximately 10:45 p.m. local time on Tuesday night. The Iraqi news agency INA said flammable material used in the construction of the event hall is suspected to have contributed in the huge blaze. Al Jazeera reporter said that adding the building did not appear to have proper safety measures in place, including emergency exits. Security forces have rescued 14 of the at least 20 students abducted from a university in northwestern Nigeria and are searching for the remaining captives, school authorities say. Gunmen attacked the school in Zamfara State's Bungudu district last week and fled with the students and some workers in the first mass school abduction in Nigeria since President Bola Tinubu took place in office in May. Such abductions from schools are common in northwestern and central Nigeria, where armed groups often take people hostage in exchange for huge ransoms that analysts said that pay them to buy guns and sustain their operations. Dozens of people have been killed and hundreds of others wounded in a fuel depot explosion and fire in Nagorno-Karabakh amid an exodus of ethnic Armenians from the region following a military offensive by Azerbaijan. The death toll from the blast rose to 68 on Tuesday. The Office of Karabakh's ombudsman said that, adding that at least 105 people were missing and 290 others wounded. The explosion happened outside the regional capital of Stemt Park late on Monday. The depot was being used to distribute fuel to those who wanted to leave the region by car. The announcement of the death toll came as thousands of people continued to flee the region, with Armenia saying that 28,120 ethnic Armenians had entered the country. At least 8 people were killed, including children and women, and 4 others were injured on Wednesday when a live mortar shell exploded in the southern eastern Sindh province of Pakistan. The incident occurred in the Kacha area of Kandok district, local broadcaster Dunya News reported. Police said the live shell exploded while the family collecting junk for their livelihood was breaking it up to sell in the local market after finding it from an unknown place. Authorities have demanded a report from the Provincial Inspector General on how a rocket shell got into the area. Japanese bento box lunches have been recently linked to a widespread outbreak of food poisoning affecting nearly 400 people across 26 prefectures. Reportedly, pathogenic bacteria found in the rice and snacks from these traditional meals have led to the outbreak. The symptoms reported by these affected were constant and food poisoning, including stomach upset and vomiting. These single portion takeout or home packed meals were all prepared by renowned bento maker Yoshidiniya, based in Omori Prefecture, which is banned from operating amid the ongoing crisis. The International Quranic Reporting Center, affiliated to the Imam Hussein Holy Shrine, announced on Tuesday the completion of the longest handwritten version of the Holy Quran. The center said in a statement received by Shia Waves agency that the Quran was handwritten by the 40 pilgrims of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, as a 300-meter long piece of velvet was laid before the honorable pilgrims who wrote the Quranic verses. It explained that this activity is part of other activities the center organizes to spread religious awareness and the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. The Quranic Center added that the Quran handwriting initiative was highly welcomed by the pilgrims, pointing out that the last few verses were written by the legal custodian of Imam Hussein Holy Shrine, Sheikh Abdul Mahdi al-Karbalai. Al-Mayadeen reports that a new study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences has provided further evidence that the planet is currently experiencing its 6th mass extinction event, and according to this article, this event is rapidly gaining momentum. The research emphasizes that the animal species are vanishing at a rate of 35 times faster than the typical historical rate observed over the past million years. Researchers underscore the significant role played by humans in driving this phenomenon, emphasizing that the number of animal species lost in the last 500 years would have taken approximately 18,000 years to go extinct without human influence. Gerardo Calaboulos, the study's principal investigator, noted that the crops that are vital for human consumption, the balance of atmospheric gases supporting life on the planet, and the essential compounds used in medicines all share dependencies on various aspects of plant and animal life. Losing entire branches of genera, and Calaboulos emphasized that equates to a loss in the planet's capacity to sustain life in a broad sense, with particular implications for human survival. We have reached the end of today's Shia Wave show. Let's remind our viewers of today's headlines. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi explains reason for not using the name of Imam al-Hujjah alayhi salam. Son of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi urges Shia devotees in Lebanon to work for prosperity of their people. New Zealand agency releases report on Holy Arba'een, describing it as a great journey of faith. UN experts express serious concern over Chinese government's policies towards Uyghur children. Longest handwritten Holy Quran completed in the holy city of Karbala. Earth's 6th mass extinction gaining rapid momentum, experts warn. You can view the latest news on Shia Waves' website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching, and we pray to Allah the Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.